Hi everyone, welcome back to my tutorial. Today we will do the crease on our kit. Crease are all those little lines that are all around the kit. You have crease in the face, you will have around the nostril, the eyes, the neck, the chin, and on the limbs, all those little lines that you have inside the hand, all around the arm, those are the creases. The difference that it gives between a kit that have the crease paint and one that has not, you can see the depth and dimension that it gives to the kit. It brings a lot of realism. The kit is in 3D. It gives some crease, but not enough shadow, not enough, it's not dark enough to say that it looks real. So you will have to add a darker color to make them really appear like real crease. If you look at your own hand, for example, you can tell how those lines are very defined, very darker than the rest of the skin, and between the fingers also you can tell that it's very dark, and you don't have this on the kit. So that's why we add paint on those areas. Making the right color is not easy. You will have to try again and again the first time. Even if I give you how I show you how I make my own color creases, you will have to experiment a bit on your own. Even myself, I have to test a lot to get the right color. You don't want something too pink, you don't want something black. You want something very balanced between brown, purple and pinkish color. You don't want something too orange also. For sure it depends of the skin tone that you wish to get. For example, if you go with a dark skin baby, you may want the crease to be more on the brown side, but when you go with a Caucasian baby, often it's more a purple, brownish purple, than really brown or orange. Too pink also is not very good. You want something very dark, not too bright. For this you can totally use already premixed color. I have some here from Reborn FX. This one is a very like a purple color, for example. I have something more brown orange for darker skin tone. I have another one here, very more dark brown. So you can go ahead with those colors, but I find them not exactly what I like on my own Reborn. But if it's easier for you, you can go and start with one of those colors and add some other paint to bring them to what you want. But if you want to start from scratch, you will need a brown. Where is mine? I have raw umber. This one, it's high flow acrylic is very liquid, but you can totally use this one too. Brown, blue, any blue, but you will see the result will differ with which blue you will take. And I will need red. So let's say that I use cadmium red and ultramarine blue for this one. You can play with different red and different blue, so you will have a different result also. So I start with putting a bit of paint of each color. I will mix after that. This one has thickened. It's an old bottle. You don't need as much paint. Mine is kind of old a bit. So I will start with a touch of red. Add a bit of blue just to... I will show you more closer. A bit of blue. I want a purple kind of color. I don't want something too red. Those two colors together gives me something very dark. Can maybe see there. That's becoming purple. I want something more blue than red. I should have begun with the blue already, I think. That looks good. I want a color like that, not too red. Then I will add a bit of brown in my mix. Then I will test it. I don't use medium in my crease. Sometimes if I find they are too dark, I will add, where is my retarder? I will add a touch of medium. You can do that. I'm searching my retarder here. And be generous with that. I want a lot of retarder in my mix. I can add a little touch of medium, so just you can see. Add my medium there. A bit too much. A little bit. It will help keep the paint from drying. I will add a little bit of water, not a lot, a few drops, just to prevent the paint to dry too fast. It's a nice dark purple. You can see here. Want something like that. I will try on my kit and see what it looks like. You can try behind the ears or on the neck. It will give you a safe place to try the crease. If I go behind the ears, I will just put a little line of paint behind the ears. Then I will take a dry brush and I will rub the paint very well. You want to spread the paint very well. I find that my paint dry a bit fast, so I will add a few drops of retarder. Don't worry about the retarder for this step because the paint is in the crease, so even if it takes longer to dry, it will not affect anything on your kit. You will go ahead and add more layer of paint, then varnish, then wait a bit, so they will dry eventually. I'll try on the neck to show you. The color is correct. I think I may have diluted a little bit too much. Yes, too much dilution because I have added more retarder. I want something darker than that, so I will just go ahead add a little touch of my color. Like I said, it's a bit tricky at the beginning. I try again. Take my brush, dry brush, and rub along the crease. It's very important. You don't want straight lines. I go and drag the paint all along the crease, and I rub it very, very well. And if you think the paint does not show enough, don't worry, you can always do a second layer later. You do all the little line that you see. Everywhere. Take your time. Do only a few lines at a time, because if you go and put a lot of lines everywhere, then after you try to blend the lines, it will dry and you will not be able to blend. See, I want something dark enough, not too dark, that's why I have dilute a little bit, but dark enough that it can look like real crease. Don't be afraid to spread them a lot with your brush. The more blended they are, the better looking they will be. Just so you can see. And when the crease aren't very pronounced, very deep, you will spread the paint a little bit more. And when the crease are very pronounced, you will try to keep it inside the crease. You will less spray around. I know it's maybe difficult to understand right now, but maybe I can show you in the eye. I have a very dark crease here, so I will put my paint very gently. Then with a dry brush I will almost only push the paint inside the crease. I want the paint to be to rest, to stay in the crease. I blend the paint, but I don't spread it like that. I try to keep it inside. When you have a crease that is very light, for example under the lips, you can just put a little touch of paint and then you spread the paint where you want it to be. So in that case, this line, oops, this line and the eyes, you see the line is fine, but under the lips it's more spread. I hope that I'm clear. I have trouble to speak today. It's the season of cold. I'm sick again, and I'm sick to be sick. I can't anymore. So I paint the crease color around the lips. No need to put a lot. I just put a little bit and I spread it toward the lips, toward the center of the mouth. It's just to give a little base to my lip color. You can do all the little crease on the lips if you want to. It's not necessity, but if you wish you can do them. Don't do them too dark, just a little bit. Don't forget the side, the crease in the corner. You can go ahead and fold your kit if you wish. You will see better like that. I blend it. And if you have an open mouth like this one, you'll go ahead and try to stay in my camera and push at the same time. We'll put some color inside the mouth. No need to be very precise because you will just spread the paint inside the mouth evenly. Later in the detail, the final detail, we will work a little bit more in the mouth, but for now that's all you have to do. Don't forget the nostril. Again, just a little touch of paint inside the nostril, then with your dry brush just spread it inside. Be careful not to go outside. Try to keep the paint in the hole. Then you have this little part here. I don't know the name. Just a little touch, a little bit of paint and blend it very well. You don't want to see harsh line around. You need to blend it a lot. If you think that you do not have time enough to work your paint, just add a drop of water or extender. It will give you more time to work, but that's important that you do only a little zone at a time, just 1 or 2 creases at a time. When you have experience, you can go ahead and make a few more because you will be faster, but for now just work 1 or 2. I try to keep the paint in the crease, but I like to spread it a little bit on the corner around where the cheek is. I like to spread it a little bit there. Some kit, like this one here, you will have very pronounced crease around the mouth. You can go ahead and put your crease color there too. Some other kit like this one doesn't have a very pronounced crease there, so no need to put a lot of color there. Don't forget under the eyes. This color I tend to want to blend it toward the eye. It will give a little bit of shadow under the eye. If you have a baby that has a very pronounced corner, like this one again, corner of the eyes, very pronounced, you can add your crease color on the corner too and blend it. For kids like this one that doesn't have this kind of corner, no need to put the crease color here. Just under the eyes, that will be good, and around the eyelid. Sometimes they have a crease over the nose. It's up to you. Like this one, it's up to you to decide if you want to add the crease color there or not. This one doesn't have a crease there, but be aware that where you put your crease color, that will define the final look of your kit. So that's why not two of the same kit look the same once paint, because if you go ahead and put crease color over the bridge of the nose and the corner of the eye, if you put around the lip, that will give a different look than if you do not. So that can be very interesting to play with that if you have to paint the same kit again, to try to accentuate some traits. That's why it's a very fun part to do. Sometimes they have crease on the forehead. Again, that's up to you if you want to put color there or not. It will give different looks. There's no good or bad way to do it. It's up to you to decide. The only thing that is very important, that is to put color. You can already see the difference between the two. Look around the nose and the lips. You see already that there's a big difference there. If you do not put enough color or darker enough color, you will end up with a lot of color because you will add paint. The cheek will be, for example, very darker than the side of the nose, and it will appear blank almost. It will show, and it's not realistic at all. So that's very important that you put the effort to do all the major crease. For inside the ears, again, is the same thing. You will follow the crease. You can notice that I don't put the paint all the way. I just put a little bit of paint and then I spread it with my paintbrush. No need to put the paint all the way along the crease. You can just spread it with your paintbrush. Put a little bit there. I have trouble with my camera. I think it will be time to change. I don't want to buy a new one. I like this. I like it very much, but I keep having trouble with the connection and with the card, the SD card. So I just hope that it records what I do, because I will end up losing my footage like as happened before, and it's very frustrating because when I paint a kit I cannot just erase and redo every time if it doesn't record. So because if I do that I have to start all over again, and it's a bit frustrating. Again, the other ear, just put around a little bit there and spread it. Blend always a lot. If you think you have blended enough, blend again. You can inspect your kit to see if you have missed some place, some crease. No need to redo them all if you think some are not dark enough. No need to redo them already. You can wait until you are almost done with the painting, and then you can go ahead and add more. I will show you what I do when my kit is finished, when it's time for the detail. But for now, just be sure that you have done all of them. For the hands, that's hands and feet, that's the longest part. Especially with reborns, they have a lot of crease. But take your time, do maybe one limb per day. It's a possibility. Some people really enjoy the process because it's slow and calm. take your time, and you can listen to some music, some videos, and some people find it very relaxing. I kind of enjoy doing them, but I'm not a person who is fan of little details like that. So it's kind of a bit of boring for me. But like you can see, I don't put a lot of paint, just a little touch. I try to show you, but it's hard with the way the end is bending. Just a little touch of paint, the crease. They are a bit purple, but that's okay. I do one finger at a time. You can do one crease at a time. Just take it slow. You don't want the paint too dry, especially the end and finger. That's where it happens the most. A lot of the time you will see crease that are looking a bit cakey. Blend a lot. As you can see, you don't erase the paint when you do that. It's stain. And make yourself a pattern, a way to go. I like to begin by all the fingers, then after that I go behind the fingers, then I go in the palm. So you can do something like that, just to remember where you're at, and don't forget. Sometimes we finish all the kit and then we realize that we forgot a part on the limb. So then I go and between the finger, I spread the paint and I try to keep it between. I push more than I rub. I want the paint to go there. I don't want to spread the paint onto the finger. I will not show you all the limbs and all the crease because we will still be here tomorrow, so I will just show you a part of it, because once you have done a few of them you understand how it works, and that's okay. You can do them by yourself. And it's a bit difficult to be close enough to show you and still see what I am doing. Maybe have you noticed that I use different dry brush? There's no reason, it's just because they are there. I pick the one that is the closest to me, but any brush really. You don't want something too wide, especially the hand and feet. I like angular brush like that very much. Find one that work for you. Don't want it to be too big, just big enough to go easily inside the crease, because if the brush is too big you will lose the paint. It will be everywhere. You really just want it in the lines. With the smaller brush, it's really nice for details or very small crease. Be careful, this one is a bit too soft for my taste. You don't want something that is too soft because you will not be able to blend well. You want something that is a little bit stiff. So when I'm done with the palm, I turn and go on the side. You want them very well blended on the side because you don't want to you don't want them to stop you want them to look very natural. Don't want them to look like cut. And if you have some trouble and think that the paint is not on the crease but around everywhere, you can just pick a sponge with a little bit of water and go ahead and remove the paint. Normally the paint will stay inside the crease, but the paint around will be removed. Don't wait too long to do that, but have a little bit of time to work. I like to do around the nails, just a little bit of paint around the nails. Not too much paint because I don't want to paint the nails necessarily with this color. I just want to give I just want to have the separation between the nails and the finger. After the end is finished, I will go around the wrist. There's some paint speck. Go around the wrist. Oh, I put paint. As you can see, I don't put a lot of paint on my paintbrush very little. I don't want blob of paint, I just want very fine lines. If I put too much paint, I will not be able to blend it very well. I will just have a lot of purple paint all over. Then we'll do the crease in the arm. Some baby very big fat rolls, some other don't. Each kit is very different. I will show you on the leg for the fat roll. Also look on the elbows. Sometimes there's crease there, sometimes no, but sometimes there they are, so don't forget them. This place I have a little indent. It's not really a crease, but I want to show it, so I will go ahead with a bit of paint and I will just spread the paint very well around, just to show the roll. I will show you on a close end, then I will go over one foot. It is the same process. You go ahead and do all the little crease all around. It's a little bit more difficult because you have crease that are close to one another. You have to go around the finger inside the wrist, the fist, the fist. And you go in between each finger. Try to keep the paint in between. Do not spread it too far. And be sure that you do not have harsh line. You want it to look very natural. So you can already see the change in the color. The fingers look more separate, and later on, like I said previously, I will go over again with a darker layer just to make sure that they look good. As for the feet, so when you go with crease like that, what you have to do is you put your color. You don't want the color to stay only inside the crease, even if the crease is very deep, contrary to the other deep crease. You want the paint to spread a bit each side of the crease. It's because you need to have some shadow each side of the crease. It's not just a line, it's very much just a roll of the skin, and you want shadow each side of them. So you want them very blended. You don't want them to look too harsh. And then you have some on knees and thighs. Just look around to see where they are. But for the thighs and sometimes the arms, you don't want harsh dark crease. You also want some shadow to show the deep. They are deep, so they need to have more than just a straight line, and that's about that. For the crease, the rest of the feet, it's really exactly the same thing as for the end. So I don't have ready to show you that, because like I said, once you have done the end, you can understand what is the process of the rest. You put paint between the toes, don't forget on the side. You need to have it spread evenly, and you have all those little crease to do. The bigger the crease, the darker it is, and some are very faint, very light. Like this one, I'm not even sure that you can see it. It's very light, so you don't want a line straight like that. You want to rub it very well. You just want to show that there's something there, but it's not very pronounced, not like this one here. This one, you want it to show more dark. I'm not sure if I'm clear. I understand myself, but I'm not sure if I'm clear enough. Anyway, that's a lot of practice, particularly for the color mixing. Don't be afraid to try. If you have a test piece, you can try, like, so if I add more brown like this, it will show. How will it show? So you can go and try some on the piece and see if you like this color. This one's very brown, maybe for a darker skin tone that I'm not even in the camera. That can be good. If you want something more with a bit more red, will it show? How will it show? This one is very red, maybe too red. So try your mix, try it on a piece, try it on paper, on the back of the head, and go and have fun mixing your color. So experiment a lot with that. You will find the color you like the most, and with each skin tone the color may differ. If you go with a very pinkish baby crease that are a more light purple of a bit more red, that can go well. If you have a very olive skin tone, something maybe more brownish will be better. It really depends on your kit, but for a beginner, don't try to worry too much about that. The best option for you is to go very simple, and when you have more experience you can go and play more with different kind of purple and etc. For now, it's just important that you do them. Whatever the color you may choose, the important thing is that you have darker crease, and that's a thing I see a lot in beginners. They seem to be afraid to use color. They seem to be so afraid to make crease, particularly in the face. The amount of reborn I have see son, I'm not even sure. The amount of reborn that doesn't have those crease around the nose and the mouth, it look white almost. All the colors are there but the crease, and it looks so unfinished. And the blending, it's another thing that beginners have trouble with. They are afraid to rub the paint, I guess. Don't be afraid. Rub the paint a lot. Find yourself a sweet brush that is not too soft and brush the paint. Spread it in the crease. You don't want the crease to stop abruptly and to look like a cut. You want it to blend in the skin. It's very, very important, so practice with that. Practice with reborn. You will have a lot to practice too, but not only reborn. As you can see, this one is a sculptor kit, and there's a lot of crease in this kit also. So practice, practice, practice. If you are afraid to mess up with the crease, you can do them at the beginning of the reborning process. Do a few base coat layer with the primary colors, then do your crease and the mottling after. That's okay, you can do that. So if you mess up your crease, you can start over again, and it's less painful to remove the paint. So you can do that, but that's the only way you will be good at it. It's to practice again and again, and once you understand how it works, it will be easy to do. Very relaxing, and it's the thing with the mottling that bring your kit to life. It's the thing that bring your kit to life. Really with the mottling, that's the two steps that bring the kit to another level. When the creases and the mottling is done, you just have to add some more layer of primary color until you get the skin tone that you like. Then just the detail of the blushing and lips. It's not a lot to do after that. So that's really those two steps that are the most important. So don't be afraid to do the crease, do color, put color. If it's really too dark, okay, you can start again, but it's very hard to mess up unless you do not blend. But it's very hard. You will not make mistake if you do them dark. So that's all for today. Next video I will go ahead and do the final details. What I will do in the meantime is to put some layers of primary color I will not show them on camera because it's not useful at this step, because you already know how to put them, so it will just be repeating myself. But the only thing I will say is that I choose to go and use different kind of blue and red for this little one here. So I will keep using the blue and red that I have shown you in the first video, the first part, for Miss this one, I don't know, Beverly, I think this one is Brittany. For Brittany, I will keep using the same red and blue and yellow that I've shown you in the first video, but for this one I will go ahead and try different blue, different red, just to show you the difference it will make in the final skin tone, because so far I have used all the same color for the mottling and creases that I use for the other one, so it will be interesting, I think, to see what difference it makes on the kit. So that's all for today. I hope that was useful, and I will see you next week. Have a good day. Bye bye.